Reading Gals YouTube channel. Today I have a very big book haul for you. I'm going to be talking about all the books that I bought in the last month or two and also show you some of the books that Jennifer bought, but I can't really speak to those as much. I do want to preface this by saying that we have a shared library with me, my sister, and my mom, so we do have a lot of books, and this is basically the only hobby that we spend money on, so this is probably an abnormally large book haul. And this is probably like 2 months worth of books buying. Okay, also as I am going through and talking about each of these books, Jennifer has tasked me with checking these into our Libib app, which if you don't use that, you definitely should if you have a large library, because it helps you organize and catalog all your books, which is so helpful for us because we have over like 1,700 books, so we have to keep track of all of them. And my special guest is Tex, who doesn't want to be in it. Okay, but that's fine. Also, I'll just preface this by saying that we are considering ourselves book collectors, so this is definitely more books than we can read in like a month or two, but we just enjoy the hobby of collecting books as well as reading books. So yeah, this is our little haul for the last couple months. Okay, so as I'm telling you about these books that we bought, I'm going to be handing them off to Jennifer, who is going to scan them into our Libib app, which is... Okay, where to start? Maybe I should show you the pile. This is all the books that we're going to be talking about today. It's a lot. Okay, so throughout the last couple months, I've just been keeping a note in my notes app, which is all the books that I bought so that I could do this video. So I guess I'll just go in order of when I bought them. First up is Shadow Reaper by Lynette Noni. If you recognize this author, she wrote the Prison Healer series, which is a YA dystopian fantasy series, which I read last year and really enjoyed. And I actually read an ARC copy of Shadow Reaper this year, earlier, like in January or February. And it finally came out on hardback, and so we picked up a physical copy. Also, this is a book that Jennifer and I did as a buddy read in March. So yeah, we just wanted a little trophy, and it has beautiful sprayed edges. I would definitely highly recommend this book if you are into YA fantasy. I was really impressed by this. It didn't feel YA, if you know what I mean. The next book I bought was Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I actually bought this for my brother, and as I'm filming this, he just finished this today. And he rated it 5 stars. This was not on my TBR for this year, but now that he has read it and loved it, I am having definitely more FOMO over this series, and I might have to read it just so that we have something to talk about together. I love reading books that like my family reads or my friends read, so yeah, might have to jump this up on the TBR list. Next is the Paladin's Grace series. So I did technically order all 4 books from the UK from Waterstones, but I only got 2 in the mail, which was a shipping error of some sort, so I reached out to them, and thankfully they're sending me the next 2 books in the series, but as for now I only have these 2 copies. But the reason I ordered these from the UK is because I really wanted these copies because they have really cute, kind of like traditional, I don't know, fantasy covers. I read Swordheart by T. Kingfisher last year, and I just thought it was an amazing like cozy fantasy series, or cozy fantasy book, and so I really wanted to read this series because it's highly recommended, and yeah, I just really wanted these covers. Okay, next I have Insatiable by Lee Rivers. I have been getting into dark romance a little bit more, and so this series comes highly recommended on TikTok, and so I've been really curious about it. This cover in particular, thankfully, I was able to find on Pango. This is a used copy, but this is getting traditionally published, so you won't be able to find this paperback cover for very long. Like if you can find it on Pango, I would definitely grab it now. But I did also get the next 2 books in the series on Amazon because you can still get these covers, and it goes in like a nice little set, and I really wanted them all to match, so that was very important to me. So yeah, if you can get this cover on Pango or something. And then I did also pick up on Amazon the prequel book, which is Psychotic Obsession, which I think follows the main character's dad. Next, I picked up Brain Damage by Frida McFadden, and I really wanted this physical copy cover because I saw on NetGalley that this book was on NetGalley, and so I think that it is getting a traditional hardback release with a different cover, so I just wanted to get this for our collection while it was still available, so I would definitely recommend doing that if you are looking to add this to your collection. Next, I picked up Empire of the Vampire, and I've been really curious about this series. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I really wanted this paperback because it's very floppy. It was on sale, and this edition, which I think is just the normal edition, has a ton of art in it, which, if you know anything about me, I love art in the books, so it was really important to me that I got this copy while I could, and yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this series, so hopefully I will be getting to it soon. Okay, next we have Love in the Wild. This is one of those books that I saw one single TikTok about, and I had to buy it. So I ran to Amazon and got this, and this is a Tarzan retelling, so I believe it's like a spicy version of Tarzan, and I don't know, I don't know if it's like a dark romance or if it's just like a spicy Tarzan retelling, but I was totally influenced by TikTok, and I don't remember the creator who made the original video that I saw, but yeah, I was like, Tarzan retelling, let's go. Next is Era of Twisted Lies by L.J. Andrews. I have not read the first book in this series, which is Broken Souls and Bones, but I do want to keep up with her series and make sure that I have like matching copies, so I wanted to pick this up. Next, I picked up a series that I think is going to be so fun to read, and that is the Illuminae series. This is like a sci-fi fantasy, but it's like a mixed media. So in the books themselves, you are reading a story, but all of it is through like reading files and transcripts and different versions of media that like tell the story. I heard that the best way to read the story is through immersive reading, so that's what I plan on doing. I need to get a audiobook checkout from my library so that I can do that. But yeah, if you look through this, it has like transcripts, files, posters, like it just seems like a really cool way to read a story, and so I've never done immersive reading, so I am really excited to try that. There's 3 books in the series, and I believe there's a novella, which is really hard to get your hands on, so I think it's available on ebook, but I can't find a physical copy of the novella, but yeah, I'm really excited to do like an immersive experience with this series. Next, we have a series that has been blowing up on TikTok, and that is Crown Me Dead and Crown Me Yours. Now, I actually read these back to back like in one weekend because I was just in a dark romance mood, and this is very gothic, like very it's a very good world building, like atmospheric dark book. I will say Crown Me Dead I gave 4.5 stars, and I really enjoyed it. It had like a lot of mysterious elements. It was really dark and gothic, which I love. I actually feel like I have an unpopular opinion about book 2. I did not enjoy it as much just because I felt like the vibe was different than book 1. Like it wasn't as mysterious, it wasn't as dark. But I do understand why people get really emotional at the end of book 2, and I understand why people give it 5 stars, but for me it was like a 3. So overall I give the series like a 4 stars, and I really did enjoy it, and this was my first experience with Liv Xander, but I definitely want to read her more. And just following up on that, after I completed that series, I decided it was worth it to buy this duology, which is Feathers So Vicious and Shadows So Cruel, which is also by Liv Xander. I think next time I am in the mood for like a dark romance, I'll probably reach for these because her books are so fast and fun to read, and I did really enjoy the Heartstring duet, so next time I'm in the mood for like a dark romantasy, I'll probably reach for these. Next, I have The Last Contract of Izako. I am really mad at myself that I have not read this yet because I actually had a NetGalley ARC version of this ebook since like January of this year, and somehow just through all my books that I need to read, I did not get to it, and so I'm really mad at myself for not doing that. But I did read the first like few chapters, and it was really interesting, and when it came out physical copy, I just knew that I would want a copy of it, so I just went ahead and picked one up. And I usually am the type of reader who I like to do sometimes on Kindle, sometimes physical, like depending on my setting, like if I'm inside, outside, in my bed, you know, wherever. So like if I have 2 versions, then I tend to enjoy that. So hopefully I can get back into this book because it was really interesting, and I think I just need to wait until I'm like really in like a sci-fi mood. Next, I have another very popular book that is floating around TikTok right now, and I'm very curious about this because I see like no lower than 4 stars for this book. I've seen pretty much all 4 or 5 stars for this, and I think it's really interesting that it's written by like I think a husband and wife duo, which is interesting. I ordered this from the UK because I really wanted a paperback copy of it. We also did get an Owl Crate version, which is gorgeous. Actually, Jen's gonna grab that so that I can show you. Just my hand. This is the Owl Crate version, which I love. I think they did a really good job with this book. Actually, Owl Crate has been really impressing me lately with their books, but I am kind of afraid to physically read this. So I wanted a physical copy that I could read and just kind of like, you know, fold the pages and destroy. And I really wanted paperback, and I somehow found a paperback off some UK site, I think, that I could get. So yeah. Next, we have an older series that I bought on Pango. So this is not new, but I really just wanted the original covers of it, and I found this on Pango for like 30 bucks for all 3 books. And these are all hardcover first editions, so I thought this was like a really great find. But this is the Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson. So the first book is Kiss of Deception, second book is Heart of Betrayal, and the third book is The Beauty of Darkness. We do actually have other paperback versions of this book, and I think it's on Kindle Unlimited as well. But again, I just saw this on Pango, and first edition like hardback original covers, I couldn't pass it up for 30 bucks, so I picked these up. Next, I picked up Because I Killed Him. One thing about me is that if I see a book is getting really popular on TikTok or socials, I generally will pick it up in an indie version because I love to have indie copies of books. It's just something that I think we really enjoy having in our collection. This book, I think it's a dystopian, like 1920s book. I don't really know that much about it. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I really just wanted it as part of our collection because I think it is definitely going to get traditionally published. Next, I picked up Between Sky and Breath, and if this cover looks familiar, it's probably because it is the male POV from Between Tides and Thunder. Now, this is the same story, but from his point of view. If you're asking, can you tandem read this? No, you cannot. It even says in the beginning of this book that you should not tandem read this, and you should completely read Between Tides and Thunder before you go into Between Sky and Breath. So I am actually in the middle of Between Tides and Thunder, and depending on how it ends, I guess, I might pick this up next. I actually am kind of struggling through this book. I feel like it is kind of a romantasy that I've read before. It feels like very trope filled, if you know what I mean. But we'll see. I've seen a lot of people say similar things, and then everyone in the comments says keep going, it gets better, there's like a crazy twist. So I am holding on, and I'm gonna finish this book. But yes, there is a male POV, and I don't see that many people talk about this. So yeah, I just was like, I need to pick it up because they go together. Next, we have Theo of Golden. This is not actually one that is on my immediate TBR. I don't plan on reading this anytime soon, but it's one that my mom wanted, and so I picked it up for her. I think it's one that my aunt read and is like very popular right now, so part of like a book club or something that she wanted to read, so it is getting added to our shared library. Next, we have Under the Oak Tree Volume 3. These books are so beautiful. I love them, and the cool thing about them is they're not even like special edition. This is just the standard what you get at the bookstore. But they have beautiful covers. They have little ribbon bookmarks. They're just gorgeous, and I love this series. I've only read the first book, but let me show you them all together. So this is Under the Oak Tree Volume 1, which is beautiful. Volume 2. And Volume 3. They just look so good together. I would describe this series as kind of like a cozy, romantasy, fantasy series with like a little bit of action. I don't know. I really like it. I would put it more in like the cozy fantasy series. This is originally a manta, which is a Korean webtoon turned into a novel. So it is translated and then turned into novel, so I don't know, like this series caught me by surprise by how much I really enjoyed book 1, so I'm really excited to continue the series. Next we have Beach Read. We do already have a paperback copy, and we said that we weren't going to get these special edition books, which we have held off on getting, but I did see this for like $4 at Value Village. So this is a used version, and I couldn't pass up having this beautiful copy in our collection. This is the last book that I bought in the last couple months that is not a Fairy Loot or a subscription book, but that is Phoebe Berman Is Gonna Lose It. I don't normally go for contemporary romance or like romance books, but something about this really was calling to me. I think because, I don't know, just the plot I think sounds really interesting and heartfelt, and I want to try and do like a summer read of this. It seems like it's going to be a quick read too. But yeah, I've been hearing nothing but good things about this, so I had a Barnes & Noble gift card and I put it towards this. Okay, that was a lot of books. That's all the books that I've bought in the last like 2 months or so, maybe 2.5, 3 months. And now I want to show you just a few special editions, which you've probably maybe already seen through other videos, but if you don't want any Fairy Loot or Owl Crate spoilers, this would be the time to step away. This is the special editions of Metal Slinger and Light Wielder. I love these editions. We do also have a Fairy Loot copy of Metal Slinger, but I think Owl Crate really outdid them with this because these covers are really, really pretty. And the sprayed edges together look gorgeous, and it's like, I don't even know who these people are. I haven't read this series, but it looks really good together. So really happy to have these on our shelves. This was our adult June Fairy Loot. It is the Unicorn Hunters, and I'm not like crazy about this cover, but I'm not as upset about it as I think other people were. I've definitely seen a lot of videos of people saying that this is really ugly, and I don't hate it. I've seen worse from Fairy Loot. Honestly, Fairy Loot covers are so hit or miss for me, but I'm not hating it. Yeah, it's kind of giving like classic fairy tale, which I'm not mad about, you know, like that's why I wanted the Paladin's Grace in those editions that I showed you earlier, because I like a classic fairy tale vibe, and so yeah, I'm not hating this. Next we have Wolfworm by T. Kingfisher, the Owl Crate edition, and this was like a special order. It wasn't part of the subscription, but I'm really glad that we got this because this book is so creepy. Like the inside is really creepy. I should have put like a jump scare warning because look at this. Happy Halloween. Yeah. Yeah, excited to read this. I love T. Kingfisher, and I've only read like one of her books, and I haven't even read like the dark stuff yet, but I am a dark girly, and so I'm excited to read this. The last special edition and the last book that I have to talk about is Verity Guild. This is the Fairy Loot edition. This was part of the subscription. This was part of the Romantasy subscription, so no special orders there. I really like this cover. I have not read this author before, but I think they did a really good job with this edition, and I like when they do character art in the front pages and something like this on the front. I think they did a really good job with this one. So with that, that is all the books that I have got in the last couple months. It's kind of a lot. It's kind of crazy. And like I said, we definitely collect books more than like read every single one that we buy, but that's part of the fun of it. And we really enjoy doing this and sharing our books with you guys. If you have any recommendations, if any of these sparked your interest and you think that there's something I would love, I love collecting like indie books, so if you have any great indie recommendations, please put them in the comments. And thanks for watching. Bye! Colt's making me nervous. He's watching me. Colt's judging me. Look away. Put in like an applause sound.
Yeah.
And what'd you rate it? Direct me. Next, I picked up, oh my god, I can't talk. How do I turn it off?
The red button.
This one?
No, this one. Yeah.
This one?
No, the next one.
This one?
Yeah, that's off.
It's off or stop. This one.